Welcome to the James Bond Geek Show and Podcast. Please activate now.
In case you hadn't heard the news, it's been around for a while that obviously it was announced that the writer Stephen Knight would be writing Bond 26. Stephen Knight is very much known for producing Peaky Blinders, the hit BBC show, and also the show SAS Road Heroes, and writing as well a couple of movies along his life. Well, greetings everyone, welcome to the James Bond Geek Show, and do you know what, I'm going to have to start with this. It's a bit of a long-winded introduction, but years and years have passed since No Time to Die, and I was wondering what was going on, but I still thought there was stuff behind the scenes. Turns out there wasn't, and then news of Amazon buying MGM, then still nothing, and then Amazon buying James Bond outright, and now just take a moment, I really feel, and just realise that we've got Amy Pascal and David Heyman producing James Bond going forward, which is just wow. We then got the incredible news of Denis Villeneuve, director of Dune and Blade Runner and Prisoner's Arrival and Sicario, directing Bond 26, just wow. And now, just to add even more wow here, we now have the writer Stephen Knight writing with Villeneuve Bond 26. I mean, just wow. Now, I think as well, before we go into any more further news about Stephen Knight here, and believe me, we are going to, is I think we have to obviously mention this is now finally passing the torch from Neil Purvis and Robert Wade writing James Bond films. They've been involved since The World's Not Enough, 1999, and they've been throughout the whole Daniel Craig era. And do you know what? This is what I honestly thought about them. I thought they have been amazing writers. I think they did really, really great work. Heck, they wrote as well the first Johnny English movie, which I thought, again, was a great send-up to the work they were doing on Bond. And they clearly loved the character, had great sense to write the character. But for a while now, I really thought they should have moved on. And I think the series was trying to a degree. I think a lot of Skyfall was John Logan. I think obviously a lot of No Time to Die was, Carrie Joy Fukunaga, Phoebe Waller-Bridge as well was put into there. And to be honest, I also really want to think about Neil Purvis and Robert Wade. I think they wrote some really great stuff for Bond and really helped relaunch it and do some great sort of memorable moments in it. I'm always grateful for them for The World's Not Enough, Casino Royale and Skyfall and the like. I really will. But a bit like Roger Moore, I felt they just stayed with the franchise a bit too long. Don't get me wrong, I think their names are etched into the legends of the James Bond franchise. Don't get me wrong, I really firmly believe that they definitely belong there without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat here, jumping straight into it, you can probably guess from my introduction here, this is just fantastic. This is amazing. This is glorious. It's just, it's just so awesome. I just love the fact that we've got someone of such great talent and panache, again, added to the behind the scenes work for Bond 26. I am getting so excited right now. It's just win after win after win after win we are now getting Bond 26. This is truly, I think, going to be a legendary reboot of the franchise. It really is. Now, you know what I mean by that, because obviously when every new actor or era comes in, it's always a bit of a soft reboot. And obviously Bond 26 has to be a reboot of Bond, but just the way things are stacking up, I'm just like, all I need now is Henry Cavill announces James Bond, and I've won the lottery for James Bond. I'm so excited about Stephen Knight being the writer here. But I'm going to tell you honestly something right off the bat. As much as I love Stephen Knight and do respect him, I've never actually watched any of his shows. Now, I was thinking, do I quickly put up a video as the announcement was made and just talk a bit about it openly? But I decided, you know what? This news triggered me to go, I'm at least going to try and watch some of his work before I made this video and give you my review and just maybe to give an insight from what I saw of him as a writer to what I think he could bring to Bond 26. So I did. I essentially watched over a period of a bit of a long weekend the whole first season of Peaky Blinders and the first season of SAS Rogue Heroes. I'd never watched any of these shows before. I know they're very much well regarded, but I thought it was time, perfect moment to talk about this right now. And in conclusion to that, I'm just going to tell you, I was just blown away. I really was absolutely blown away. I think I'm going to try and finish off these series as well over time. I think primarily now because I know he's associated with Bond, but my God, when they talked about Peaky Blinders being one of the best TV shows of recent years, they really weren't kidding. Now, one thing that just really grabbed me about Peaky Blinders, even in the first season, was its sense of larger than life, but also deep, rich characters. And for me, I've said this a million times, what I want in a Bond film is a larger than life story and deep, rich, interesting characters. And Peaky Blinders, as far as I'm concerned, just showed that in spades. It really did. It's so easy to see, in my opinion. And just from that show alone, I can see actually why I think he would be a great writer for Bond 26. He can bring the larger than life and the danger and the excitement and the characters to Bond 26. Combined again with Denis Villeneuve and his writing and his style, this could be really, really interesting. Now, Stephen Knight put out this quote as well about him becoming the writer for Bond 26. "It has always been on my bucket list and it is fantastic to be invited to do it. I can't wait to get started. Hoping that being a Bond fan for so many years, it will be embedded into me and I'll be able to do something that's the same but different and better, stronger and bolder." This quote for me really excites me a lot, and I'll tell you why. Because again, it adds to that this is a true fan of James Bond, someone who's grown up with the franchise, someone who loves the franchise, cares about it, wants nothing for the best of it. It's clearly obvious here, and he has a particular thing to say about the character and wants to make a great James Bond film. I think this is really adding to what Amazon, I think, have been trying to say and do, which is basically they just want to create, in their opinion, the best sort of James Bond film, not reinvent the wheel, not try and do something crazy. So we just basically, like Denis Villeneuve has said, make a great James Bond film that will start a whole new era and many more films down the line. It's clear, I think, that is what they're going for, that is what they want, and this, again, is exciting because this is exactly, I think, what we want to hear. We want to hear people who are passionate, truly adore the franchise here, and that's the sort of thing I want to hear about who's coming to work on this film. So everyone, that is my thoughts very quickly about how excited I am about Stephen Knight becoming the new writer with Denis Villeneuve for Bond 26. As you can guess, I'm pretty excited. I'm so glad now it's giving me an excuse to finally go watch Peaky Blinders and SAS Rogue Heroes. I'm definitely going to try and carry on watching more of his stuff now to get a better idea, but I'm so excited and I hope you are too, and I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in the podcast. Everyone, thank you very much for watching and listening. Until the next bit of news or next video, goodbye.